All right, everybody, welcome back to Bob's Magic Emporium. Next video on the 365-day magic challenge. I've already kind of done this trick. It's a sponge ball trick. This is I've done a sponge ball trick already, but it's not the same one. So let me show you here. I have a little bagless purse frame. Do you hear anything inside of here? No, I do. Let's look inside to see if there's anything in there. Well, nope, nothing inside of there. But wait, I can pull out a little red ball. We're going to use a little red ball in this trick, so I'll put the little red ball right there. Now, the way for this little red ball to work is we actually can't have one little red ball. We have to have two. And the way to do that is by taking the red balls, and you can do this. And it's kind of probably hard to see on camera, but it looks like you have two, when really you only have one little red ball. So the way to get two is to do that again, but you have to go all the way with rocking it, and that makes it into two little red balls. Now, if there's a spectator here, I'm going to do this routine like there's a spectator here. So go ahead and open up your hand. Do you want number one or number two? Number one. Okay, hang on to number one. I'm going to take number two. Watch. Now, if I open up my hand, I have number one. You've got number two. All right, a little bit of a joke, Here, I got an idea. I'm going to take I'll take number two just like this. You hang on to number one. If I blow, number two vanishes. Open up your hand because you have number one and two. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm going to do it again, though. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you number one. I'll give you number one. Number two goes inside the pocket. And it really does go inside the pocket. Now, which one do you have, number one or two? Actually, open up your hand because you have one and two. That's pretty good, right? Okay. Now, the final one. I actually lied. You can see that there's two. But if I snap, open up your hand, you now have three. You have three. Okay, now here's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you all three balls. Okay, I'm going to give you all three. Hang on to all three just like this. And how many did I give you actually? Three. If not yet, but if you open up your hand, you can see, go ahead, that you only have one. And that is the sponge ball trick. Alright, so this is the number one sponge. That is basically what I'm going to review today, is the number one sponge. The number one sponge is just kind of a cool little ending to a sponge ball routine. Because you could say, how many do you have in your hand? And you say, no, you only have one. And you have a number one in your hand. I don't like this ending for a sponge ball routine. I'll show you which one I like the best. I have it over here. This. When you take the sponge balls, let me get them out here. And nope, I just closed the bag. I meant to open it. But you take all the sponge balls in your hand like this, and you give them all to the spectator because you load all these balls into their hand. They open up their hand slowly, and boom, a million balls fly out of their hand. I think that is the best ending to a regular sponge ball routine. Of course, my favorite sponge ball routine to do, I've done it for the challenge already, is the eeny, meeny, miny, mo trick, where you have two balls. You talk about how one of them's named Eeny, one of them's named Meeny, and then at the end you say, no, you have three, and they're actually triplets. Open up your hand, you have Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and there ain't no mo. That's my favorite one. But if I do a regular sponge ball routine, I don't do the Eeny, Meeny, Miny, mo one, I will use this one and have a big load of a lot of balls at the end. I think doing a big production of something big with a lot of stuff happening, whether it be, I don't have them here. Maybe they're over here. Oh, yeah. If you make, like, big balls appear in a cup and ball routine for the end, I kind of like that. Or when you make a lot of something appear, I think it adds to the shock value. But the number one sponge is very, very good. It's made by Gosh. It's a Goshman sponge, so you get the high-quality sponge that you come in love with all these little sponge balls. But it's just a really great routine, the number one sponge. You add it to the end of any sponge ball routine, but still a great little product. I recommend going to check it out. It's the name of the routine's actually You Only Have One. You only have one, but it's the number one sponge. And you probably could find it on eBay if you just punch in like sponge one, and you might be able to find a number one sponge. But it's a great little routine. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you tomorrow for the next Magic Challenge video.